for all of you at home that love Jeremy's chili and want to eat Jeremy's
really
chili,
good.
I'll give you the recipe right now. 7 beans, a dash of chili powder, and a bag of sugar.
And the people loved it.
And the people
all
this.
But it was funny. Like, everybody was so confident. Like,
hey, Castleview, thank you so much for joining us again on this week's episode. Saturday night, we had a great night together. We had a guys' night, and we had a chili cook-off, and we had preaching and music and all kinds of things. And I've got Johnny and Christian on with me today. And listen, I can't even start without Johnny. I've got to point out Christian's boots. Hold them up so the audience can see. Hold him a little higher. You gotta hold him a little.
Oh my!
I should have been a cowboy.
Stop.
I know he's in his cowboy era this morning, and
every week needs a little yee.
We gonna keep going now.
Oh yeah, you got it. I got him. See, this is the
Johnny,
real.
Yeah,
Johnny, we're early
leave?
enough in this podcast we can bail out still.
Yeah. Okay.
There's the quote I've never heard. Every week needs a little yee. Nice. Okay. Very good. Johnny, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Doing well.
Good. Good to see you. What you think about Saturday night?
I thought it went well. I had a lot of fun planning the games and
Yeah.
was curious to see who's going to be involved. But I think my favorite game by far was the wing competition. I'm not sure it was the 10 guys who were up there when they left.
You
but
may have been the only one. At least I know there was. Yeah, I know
There
were
was
10
some
guys
dudes. They were
love
like,
it.
"This is easy,"
There-
and they knew the
I don't-
spices. They
I
were like,
don't-
"Oh, I love that one."
I don't think anybody walked away saying this was easy.
No, yeah. By the
But-
end. But there was a few you were like, "This is like 6 million, whatever." I almost said Schofield. This is 6 million Schofield.
We're a biblical church. So we had the wing eating contest. And by the way, Johnny, great job planning everything that night. I thought it was a really good night. And we had 170 men end up registering for the event. Not everyone was able to make it out, but a great number of guys. And we had some great games. Yes, the wing eating contest. I was, I think what I told you was, because you were wondering how hot do we want to make this, right?
Yes. There's always like the worry of like you're gonna get something too spicy and like someone's gonna have a reaction or like something bad's gonna happen
Go to
on
the ER.
stage. So you don't want to get like go crazy.
Oh, there was guys crying.
But you did
That's
go
awesome.
crazy. You went as
It
could
could
you
have
gotten
been
hotter?
worse. It could have been worse.
You went with the bomb.
That's not like the spiciest thing out there.
How many millions of Scovilles are in the
That's
bomb?
not even ranked in the millions though. I think it's ranked to like the hundreds of thousands.
Really?
So like that's not
Oh,
even.
wow. Well, you tell those guys that because they were crying. They're Ronnie literally.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, he's probably
Well,
hurting right now.
it's
4
spicy.
days later.
It's
Yeah.
spicy.
Yeah, tears. Okay, so the funniest part to me of the wing eating contest was not until later.
Oh,
Paul Steger.
Yeah.
Paul Steger's walking. I didn't know this. I just see him walking, right? So, and I was saying at that moment, hey, we need a few more volunteers. And I see Paul, and he's up and he's walking, and I say, oh, awesome, Paul Steger, come on up. And so he comes on up. Later, he tells me he was just coming back from the bathroom, had no idea what was happening. He thought I was giving him a prize.
Yeah.
So he got up to the front, ready to get a prize.
Yeah.
He thought he'd won a raffle or something, and all of a sudden he's involved in this contest, and his lips were like red for a while. Then I think they turned blue for a little while.
I think I could confidently say every guy up there was trying to put on a facade through the wing eating contest, and then it was
for
just
sure.
it was.
Yes. Let's be honest, though. It was amazing that they stayed. I think 8 of them.
Yeah.
Did they stay longer than you thought they would? Most of them?
Yeah, but
For
at some
sure.
point, I think their pride got in the way. It's like I couldn't sit down and I have to do
Yeah.
this.
I mean,
Because if you're in front of like
no
150,
question.
160 guys, you're
Yeah.
you're not giving up.
Adrenaline pumps in. at
I
that
guess
moment. Yeah.
I would have been out. After
Oh,
2
I
or
cry
3
when I
of
eat
them.
spicy Cheetos. So.
Yes. I feel like when I have that, what's that? Those Funyuns that have the spice to them, the Fuego or
taquitos?
something. No, they're a
Takis?
Funyun. No, they're actually Funyuns. I told you that at the very beginning.
Oh, Funyuns.
They're literally Funyuns, but they got that spice to them. And literally, I will be sweating during that. And so to watch them, I would never do it. But good job on the spices. What are the games you guys like? What else was fun?
The man card was fun. I figured by the end the teens would still be up. I actually was in the back with them, and I was like, for part of it, and I was like, you guys, I mean, because a lot of the questions were husband, wife, stuff like that.
Well, like couples massage.
There
or
were some
pedicure.
things I'm like, okay, like the
selfie.
the selfie stuff. I know a few of those guys.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yes. There were like 8 or 9 teens that
Yeah.
stayed up pretty much the whole time. Like one of the questions was turn in your man card if you have taken more than one selfie to try and get the right
Yes.
angle.
No, yeah.
You're telling me that none of those 8 or 9 teenage
No,
guys have
100%.
done that?
Yeah.
Do you want to call any of them out by name?
Manupa.
Okay.
Oh,
100%.
100%.
100%. The selfie thing, 100%.
100.
And the whole like emoji with like a filter.
Yes.
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 Manupa, 100%.
See, I thought those two were going to get those
Yeah.
teenage guys.
Some of them I believed because they don't have social media or don't have a phone
Got
that
it.
has access to a lot of that.
Sure.
Which good job, Dad. But
Shout out to all the dads
Yeah.
in the room.
uh,
But Manupa, no
yeah.
way. He's out.
I got all of them out with that question though. If you've
Yeah.
ever disrespected.
Yeah, they're
They didn't even argue. They literally
yeah,
put
they
their
just sat
head
down. But didn't two of them stay up?
Yeah, it was
Till the end?
Gavin and
Which okay,
and
I could see that.
maybe Ryder Smith. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, and I could see that too.
Yeah.
I think those guys. I will tell you, we gave a lot more merch out on
Than anticipating?
than I thought.
Yeah, I had no more hoodies to sell. They were all mediums.
Well, some of we had some great prizes, by the way, that you got, Johnny. One was that free range for a year at DCF Guns. It's valued like $800 or something, and we had Golf Galaxy and Home Depot and Dick's Sporting Goods and Shields at $250
Mhm.
Shields. But some of them we just gave merch out, and that was kind of. I thought, we'll give 4 or 5 things out.
Yeah.
Well, we had 8 of them go up there because of the wing
Yeah.
contest. We had several because of the man card.
And of course, yeah, they're gonna get the hoodie. And as
Yeah.
a designer, it was cool to see them take those.
Oh, as the designer, Christian keeps saying he designed. Literally, Johnny, this is funny because we were sitting at a table with a group, and
It's men's group.
was it men's group?
Yeah.
And literally, he took credit for designing our forged.
No,
Okay.
not the logo. The
Yes,
shirts
you
and
did.
hoodies. The shirts
You-
and hoodies.
Hold on a
Copy,
minute.
paste.
Stop. You said I designed the hoodies
I
and the
did.
shirts. Okay, Johnny, what does that make you think? That makes you think when you see that logo, wow, that little fire logo, that ember, the thing. No, he took the logo on the company shirt website and clicked it and drug it to the center. And then,
See,
and
that's
that
not even
means-
what I did. You didn't even know what I did.
What
That's
did
not
you
even
do?
What I did.
What did you do?
I
Control
imported it.
C, Control
Oh,
V.
you imported it first.
Okay, then let's just discredit Drew Shetler for every design he does because he puts the Castle View logo on it.
No, but he designs other things. Okay, whatever. Anyway, I just thought
I
it was,
did not design
I thought
them.
it was.
I
No,
was
they
just
know
a
that now.
measly servant who imported a logo.
Well, I would have given you credit for the good work on the hoodies had you not said you designed them.
That's the wrong word.
Yes. What's the right word?
I
Ordered them.
fair.
So anyway, that would be more accurate. So anyway, good. What was the highlight for you guys? What did you enjoy?
Honestly, I think the table conversations, I heard a lot of feedback from them. I
Yeah.
think a lot of the guys were asking for more time.
Mhm.
But I thought it was good.
Yeah. I sensed that when I got up to kind of stop it, but I wanted them to feel like I want more time as
Yeah.
opposed to they're starting to, they're stopping. You know what I mean? They're starting to die out a little bit.
At least for our table, we had really just gotten started.
Had you?
And then
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
"Ah."
Ours kind of did too. Ours kind of just got started too. We had a really good
It
conversation.
was a lot of fun. The preaching was good. The games were a lot of fun. I do like the table thing. Men's singing was awesome too.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But watching all the girls argue about the chili cook-off was probably my favorite part.
All the girls. Who do you want to name anyone specifically?
Well, I mean, you posted something on Facebook. It's before the day even
Wow.
started. Jeremy was walking around whispering his number to everybody.
yes, Jeremy
And-
was telling everybody. He was telling everybody.
But his was good. His was good.
Okay, listen, for all of you at home that love Jeremy's chili and want to
It
eat
was
Jeremy's
really
chili,
good.
I'll give you the recipe right now. 7 beans, a dash of chili powder, and a bag of sugar.
And the
That
people
was-
loved it.
And the people,
And the people
all
loved it.
this.
But it
people-
was funny. Like everybody was so confident. Like, yeah, mine's the best.
Yeah.
The best.
You know what? Honestly, I didn't make mine till that morning. It was just a busy. I was doing ministry Friday night. I was at the
Yeah,
hospital.
I mean, always.
And so Saturday morning, I got going. I went and picked up all the stuff, made it, and at the house, literally, it tasted amazing. Like I was like, I won. I mean, I literally, this is it. I mean, sorry guys, I can do it all. And got there. It was heated. It had been heating for about 3 hours. I took a taste of it before everyone started, and I went, the flavor burned right out of it. It was like I should have re-flavored it somehow.
Yeah, that's what I would say too.
Yeah.
Right. Do we know who got second and third? I know we never announced
Gary Hutton
it.
got second.
Gary Hutton got
Okay.
second. Yeah.
Yeah, he had. I think Jeremy got like 20.
Jeremy got 24 votes.
4
Gary
votes?
had probably close to 12 votes.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
something like
nobody.
that.
I don't think anybody got more than
Close.
No,
half what
Jeremy lapped the field. I
Yeah.
mean, he really did really
Yeah,
well.
you
on
had
it.
5.
So yeah, thanks. The 5 votes. There are 5 people out there.
True.
Yeah, there are 5 people out there that
People
thought
love
mine
you.
was the best.
It's the
and
only-
and by the
only
way,
one they had.
I did not vote for myself. By the
Mm.
way, also.
I did not vote for you.
Did you know which one was mine?
Yes, because you told me twice.
But I did not tell you to vote for mine, did I?
No,
What did I say?
I don't remember. I just asked which one was yours.
Yeah,
But he's claiming he told people not to vote for his.
I did. Well, if they asked for which, there'll be people that can comment on this right now that when they would ask me which one's yours, I said, oh, I don't want to say, and I didn't tell everybody, but a few people near the end, they asked me, and I said, don't vote for it then, because I'm telling you whose it is, but it's number 5.
You just wanted a reason why you lost.
So I probably took those 3 votes out because they were going to anyway.
And there was some people, I'm just be honest, weren't even close.
Not even close.
I mean,
Yeah.
it tastes like I was licking a door frame. I mean,
Wow.
Let me go on the other side of that.
no flavor,
Wouldn't
no.
you say? I will say though that was the most legitimate chili cook-off we've ever had. I mean,
Oh,
we
that-
had,
yeah, yeah. There was a lot of good ones. There was some I was
good
like,
ones.
what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I,
But I can't say much. I mean, I was just a
which one
consumer.
did you make?
Yeah, no, I'm more of a taker.
Oh, yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. That's true. Well, that was fun. Anything else stand out about the night? And then we'll jump into kind of the sermon part. But what else stood out to you? Anything else?
I think just the amount of guys who showed up was
Yeah,
kind of
was really
I
cool.
was
Yeah, yeah.
pleasantly surprised.
We'll work on registration for next year. We were all packed up at the door.
We were wrapped around the building twice. Mercedes
Okay.
was yelling at people. 3 lines, 3 lines.
Oh, somebody had
Keep
to
your
get some
hands and
order
feet
in
in
there.
the
it was hectic there at the end for sure. But that's kind of exciting too. It's
Oh
cool.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, when
It just
everyone's-
shows there's a lot going on.
Yeah, right. That was cool.
It was cool to see our guys invite. I saw a lot of guys I
Yes.
just didn't know.
Yes.
And then I saw a
did
lot
too.
of guys who just haven't gotten connected into the
Yes,
church. They're very
yeah.
pretty faithful, but
Yeah.
they just haven't gotten
Yep,
connected
yep,
and
yep.
seeing them sit at tables.
Yeah,
was
didn't you?
cool.
I thought that was a highlight for me. Is
For
just
sure.
the conversations, newer people, forging relationships. Obviously, in the sermon, we went to Nehemiah and we talked about 3 things about Nehemiah, and that was we talked about the forged logo also and what forged men are, and Nehemiah was that he deepened his burden. He took responsibility for something that he wasn't even necessarily responsible for, and we talked about the men in our church taking responsibility for their homes, their families, their marriages, their kids, their city, their county, their state, their nation. I mean, this is where it all starts, right? And so we went there. We talked about narrowing our focus. They're up on the wall, and you've got the trowel, you've got the sword in the other hand. Sanballat, Geshem come by. Hey, come on down. No, not going to do it. Not going to get distracted. Right now. What do you guys? By the way, in the conversations you guys had around the tables, do you remember what the conversations centered around?
My tape was more just so eliminating distractions, like what's pulling our focus from what really
Mhm.
matters, and then really just committing to, okay, if this, I mean,
Yeah.
we know Paul talks about laying aside the
Yeah,
weights,
every weight and sin.
and
Yeah,
and that's what our conversation tended to, and just getting back to what the job is. So
Yeah.
we really only got to 2 questions, and it was identifying what our work is,
yeah,
and then what's limiting us from really committing to that work.
yeah.
Everybody at the table except one said narrowing their focus, which I had teens at the table,
Mhm.
which is pretty clear why they would answer that.
Sure.
They got so many distractions.
Yeah.
But we tied the first question or the first point into it as well, where you have to develop a burden too.
Mm.
Was that the first one, or the last one? I can't remember.
Yeah,
But
first one. Yeah.
developing a burden,
Mhm.
because if you got to be focused on something. Those two kind of go
Yeah.
They do.
hand in hand, where you have to have a singular focus and
Yeah.
clarity in what you're chasing after.
I agree.
Yeah.
What were some of the distractions that were named that kind of hold people back or distract us?
I think a phone and then hobbies were the
Mhm.
2.
School was thrown into mind just because of teens, But yeah, definitely, all the media distractions are huge.
School's a major distraction.
Well, yeah, I kind of got on them for that. I was like,
They were like-
you guys tell me a lot of the time, they're like, I just have so much homework. Bro, I know you don't have a lot of homework.
I could do so much more for God if I didn't have
I
this
know.
8 hours of
School,
school
I
a
know.
day.
Now, there was a couple I was like, okay, I get that, because they take it so seriously.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
they're-
Sure. They were being
But there was
serious,
some
yeah.
I was like, no.
Oh, that is so funny. I also love Nehemiah's statement when they came and said, "Hey, come down," and he says, "I'm doing a great work."
Yeah.
And I did try to key in on that night too. We're doing a lot of stuff, and this goes hand in hand with the distractions we're talking about right now. We're doing a lot of stuff. A lot of guys are doing a work, but not necessarily a work that is eternally valuable, right?
Yeah.
And that's what we really want to have as guys. Our table had conversation. I thought really good. We only got through a couple of questions also, but I did want to stop for a moment and just remind our guys and just maybe talk about the value and the importance of this time, because we use this Saturday night as kind of a springboard. We're going to be getting together on Tuesday evenings. And let me say this, I did get a few questions. Does that mean we're not doing Thursday? No, we're still doing Thursday. It's men's group. For those that enjoy that format, we're still meeting. But I had someone afterward ask me, hey, if you had to choose between one or the other, what would you do? And I said, I'd go to Tuesday night right now. I'd go to Tuesday night and get in a smaller group of guys. And you guys both shook your head. Yes. Why would you guys do that? Why would you say that? Because I think that's what I told him. I think Tuesday night would be even more valuable. Why do you guys think that?
I like Thursday. You have the conversation, and I think that's really a key part of it. You have community. You have, guided conversation on a biblical topic. I think the one thing that'll set Tuesday night apart is that, we're not just hearing stuff, but we're challenged to do something. And you talk about even like your time in God's word. If you're just reading scripture and you're never doing anything with it, like what's it really benefiting you?
Yeah.
And I think this particularly, like on Tuesday nights, being able to do something and being challenged and then held accountable to that challenge. How does transformation take place? It's the act of putting something into practice.
Yeah.
And this focuses in on the transformation
And
process.
I think that word's important, focus. We're going to be giving out on Sundays at church, a sheet of questions that they're going to work through every single week until we gather on Tuesday nights. And there's something about and they're all going to be based on the Sunday sermon. And so there's something about taking what you just heard preached and then just kind of soaking in that truth all week long, and also being able to sit and talk about it with a smaller group of guys.
Yeah.
And that's part of the power of it too. Even at men's group, it gets a little bit large to really get to know the guys in that group overly well. You get to know them, but when you've got 5, 6, 7 guys in a small group, well, now this is where friendships really do begin in a lot of cases.
Yeah. I enjoyed the synergy of it. Just there was a lot of energy in the room and all the guys. There's just something about when you get that many guys in a room that pushes you. It's almost like you're going to battle, with this group.
Yeah.
It just kind of pushes you in the right direction. I enjoyed that part of just this is awesome.
Yeah. Didn't you feel like when we're sitting in there, didn't you kind of feel like, wow, if we got all of these guys going the right direction, really serious about their walk, really serious about taking the truths of the scriptures and putting it to practice. I really got the sense that, wow, you release an army like that into our homes and then into our city, you talk about life change. Johnny, tell us about what these Tuesday nights are going to look like, just in case somebody's wondering, what is it? How does it start? What do we do?
The whole design of this is really to recap what you preached Sunday. And so, things can get diluted when you get a lot of information from a lot of different places, which, at times it can be good. But if you're hearing a message Sunday, you hear a different one Sunday night, you're challenged on something else on Thursday, you're in your devotion somewhere else. We're trying to kind of hone into like, okay, here's the one thing that I'm focusing on this week. And instead of just like being overwhelmed with information, you have a focus and you have like an intention, like this is my challenge for the week. So taking your message from Sunday morning, I know we have life groups that still talk about the application side, and then moving into Tuesday to have a recap. So you recap 10-15 minutes. Men, this is what you can do with this information. What this is how Scripture applies, and then to talk about that for 20-25 minutes of, okay, guys, one, what was a challenge from last week? Who did it? Two, here's the challenge for the next week. Here's some questions on it, and just have discussion that narrows our focus into what can we do with God's word and how can we put it into practice.
Yeah.
And then you close with a word of prayer and you're praying for these guys to really you're talking about sanctification. Ultimately, that is the goal, and to narrow that down to, okay, one step a week. Lord, what's my next step in my life? Let's do it.
Yeah.
And having a community of guys of we're all pushing each other forward, I think is going to be strong.
Yeah.
I think to see this, work out, if it happens how I'm thinking it's going to happen, I think it'll change the church.
Yeah.
And so we're praying that way.
Yeah.
And again, I think the community strengthening each other to take those next steps. So you don't feel like you're alone. A lot of times we walk through the Christian life and we're either afraid to talk about something that's going on in our life. We feel like we're all alone, and it's like, this challenge is too big.
Yeah.
But to know that you're walking through this with other guys who, hey, we're walking together. We have the same problems. We're struggling with the same things. So let's help each other take that step. I think really will be strong.
Yeah. 45 to 60 minutes. Really, it's not going to be an overwhelming amount of time. We don't want it to be that way
Right.
by design. We're going to keep it, right around that 45-minute mark, maybe 60. They can hang out a little bit longer if they want to,
Sure.
but that's really way up to them. Yeah, I'm excited about it too. I really am. So thanks, guys, for coming on today and just talking about it for a minute. Anything else you want to add about
I think
any of
just
it?
one more piece that I think is super beneficial that we don't necessarily get in men's group is it's allowing our men positions to lead other men.
Yeah, it's a
Sure.
great point. Yeah.
And so it's you have table leaders, and that's only going to
Yes.
grow hopefully
Yeah.
Yeah.
as it keeps
Yeah.
going. But
Yeah.
now we as the staff can't lead everything. We can't lead all these
Mhm.
men. We're
Yeah.
having to lead leaders a lot more now because the
Mhm.
church has grown so much. And so I think that's a huge piece. It's giving these guys opportunities to
Yeah.
really
And
lead.
and that's a great point because it goes along with our theme for the year, replicate.
Yeah.
And we want not just the table leaders to be leading, but we've got apprentices at a lot
Yeah.
of those tables as well. And we would love to see it that there's guys listening right now that they're not one of the leaders. We want them to be soon, right? I mean, go
Yeah.
through this a time or two, and then all of a sudden they've got the same ability
Yeah.
to be able to lead as well. So
I think that's a challenge to every guy there. Anyone sitting at the table, it's like, I don't want to just be a student my entire
mhm.
life.
Yeah.
The student scripturally is supposed to eventually become the teacher.
Yeah.
And I know, like, for the introverted people, it doesn't matter who you are. Like,
Yeah.
eventually you should learn to lead.
Yeah.
And I think it's just getting part of the work.
Mhm.
We've all been commanded to do something with what God's given us.
Yeah.
And this is like a small piece of functioning as a church. I think we talk about the church a lot of times, and it's just like, okay, we come, we worship, we hear a message, and that's it. But how many one another principles are in Scripture? And we've talked about
Yeah.
Hebrews 10, 24, 25. That is to be provoking one another to love and to
Yeah.
good works.
Yeah.
But there are others. And so, like, just to get in that mindset of, like, there is more to the Christian life, what we've been called to do, than just attend,
Yeah.
just to serve.
Yeah, that's true.
But to now be pushing each other in the right direction.
And there's a lot of opportunities right now at the church to be able to be
Yes.
involved in. I mean, obviously we have Sunday morning services. We've got life groups that meet together every week. We've got our men's group. We've got these growth groups now. Ladies Bible studies going on right now. There's really something for youth group meets, every week. I mean, there's something for if you want to learn and grow in your walk with Jesus. You can do that. And I think this is going to give us another avenue to be able to help people grow. And of course, our mission is leading people into a growing relationship with Jesus. This is just another avenue to be able to do that. So I want to encourage everybody, all the guys that obviously were there this week. Maybe you were not able to make it. We had some that registered. We had some that had surgery. We had some that were out of town. And you say, hey, how do I get involved in this? Reach out to us because we will send you the questions. We want you to be there Tuesday night, April 7th. And we're going to meet at 6:30 there at the church. And we're looking forward to a great, great start. So guys, be there that night. Do your very best. Work your calendar and answer the questions that we gave out this past week. We'll send those out over the next couple of days as well, so you'll have them. But Really important that we get off on a strong foot. So thank you all the guys that you made chili. Thank you for making it. All the guys that made the effort to be there. Thank you for being there. And we're really excited about what God's going to do through these new growth groups starting April 7th, Tuesday night, 6:30 at the church. Hey, thanks for watching this episode of the podcast. We'll see you again next week.